So yeah, I am Brendon. I won't go through the introductions again. I come from an organization called MRM Worldwide. You might have heard from the team here in the Philippines. I'm from Singapore, though I'm not originally from Singapore, from Australia. If you can't, the mixed up accent that I have right now is I've been overseas for a while, so originally from Sydney, Australia. Lived overseas in America for a while and been living in Asia, specifically in Shanghai in China for a couple of years, and now Singapore for four. And in Singapore, actually, it's got a good place to launch though, to actually build things, because at any given moment you're building things, anything from China all the way across to Japan, all the way all through Southeast Asia, Australia, all the way to India. And as a user experience person, that's actually quite an interesting job to be in Singapore. A little bit about what we do. You might know that already. Who is this? One of our creative guys in the agency recently put this together, and if you can't guess, I am the chubby guy in the middle with the ginger hair. It was a bit of a realization of who I was when someone put this together. And this is just some of our team. We're pitching recently on something. UX. So if this is about user experience, I probably need to know a little bit about you guys, just so I can make sure I'm talking the right language and maybe not being too dumbed down or too expert, etc. In terms of agency type people, can you raise your hands? Digital agency? Okay. Brands? Doesn't matter who. Okay. Who's built an application? Who's from the tech world? Okay. And who has been involved just in producing an actual app as well, anyway, like whether from marketing, sales, or whatever? Okay, cool. So UX, it's probably you could talk about user interfaces and usability and things like that. But I kind of like this terminology, which is a person's perception and responses that result from the use of a product, system, or service. In the digital world, that usually means mobile phones, websites, gaming devices, and so forth. But more and more, we're thinking about it as customer experiences from everywhere from a shop to the advertising, all the way to the digital part, and then purchase and post-purchase. And I'll talk a little bit about that today as well. So UX, it's not just a sort of a fluffy term where I can talk about what that's a good user experience. This isn't a good user experience. There's some actual tools which I'm quite busy with day to day, and the team's quite busy with day to day. And it's throughout the sort of product life cycle of building something. All the way from the beginning of the project, where it's sort of information gathering about who the users are, doing customer research, user tests, going away and making sense of this, analyzing it, and putting it into some documents that can actually make sense for people to make decisions as well, which is just as important. And then also looking at recommendations and in the form of something that's tangible. And I'll talk later about wireframes and prototypes and why that's more important than perhaps functional specifications and stuff that only tech people talk about.